What does it mean to be a British citizen? Today, 19-year-old Shamima Begum, born in East London, found out what it meant to have that identity revoked.
It's kind of heartbreaking to read. I thought it would. My family made it sound like it would be a lot easier for me to come back to the UK when I was speaking to them in Barbados, but it's kind of hard to swallow. Yeah, it's a bit upsetting and frustrating. I feel like it's a bit unjust on me and my son.
In this interview, the teenager who ran away at just 15 to become a jihadi bride in Syria clutches her newborn baby, her third child, but the only one still alive. What identity is he when in this letter from the Home Office, his mother is no longer British? It was first sent to Shamima Begum's parents and said,
"In light of the circumstances of your daughter, the notice of the Home Secretary's decision has been served on file today, and the order removing her British citizenship has subsequently been made."
Shamima Begum's parents were born in Bangladesh, and it's their citizenship that the Home Office is exploiting to remove hers, according to the man who has successfully overturned two very similar cases in the courts.
If you are a British-born citizen and your parents are Bangladeshi, then you are automatically a Bangladeshi citizen at birth. But that citizenship will lapse once you hit the age of 21. Under international law, you cannot deprive someone of their citizenship where it would render them stateless. So what Mr. Javid is saying is, well, she's Bangladeshi.
So why does the citizenship of her parents supersede that of her British-born rights here? Which one supersedes the other?
It's whoever gets there first.
Today, a Bangladesh government minister said Begum's case has nothing to do with them. There may also be a question of consistency. Hundreds of fighters who fled to Syria are now back. Jack Letts, known as Jihadi Jack, held in Syria, also has Canadian citizenship, and yet he has not had his publicly revoked. So why Shamima Begum, and why now? Is the answer political? Many believe the Home Secretary wants to send a message ahead of a possible leadership bid. Today he faced questions in the Commons.
Can he please tell the House what he expects to happen to Miss Begum's newborn baby boy? This child is an innocent British citizen, and we have a clear responsibility to ensure his well-being. What steps is he taking to uphold that important responsibility?
Mr. Speaker, it would not be right to comment on any individual case, but I can say that each one is carefully considered on its own merits, regardless of gender, age, or family status. Children should not suffer, or if a parent does lose their British citizenship, it does not affect the rights of their child.
Channel 4 News understands that Shamima Begum is not the only woman to have had her citizenship revoked. The Home Office has taken this action around 150 times against men and women since 2010, when use of the power accelerated. That was the year the Conservatives took back office. What happened to Shamima Begum has been a huge national and judicial talking point. Even more so, now Bangladesh say she is Britain's problem. But the country of her birth does not want her back.
First of all, we have to understand that this is an issue that affects nationals of more than 50 countries. Men, women, and children who traveled to live under ISIS or to join the group. What the right answer is, what's the public policy, what are the basic rights issues, is to make sure that those who committed crimes are prosecuted and that those who are innocent, particularly children of these adults, for example, are allowed to come home. And I'm not sure how this decision furthers these goals.
In this case, Bangladesh has said she has nothing to do with us. So if she then ends up stateless, what do you think will happen to her and to others in that situation?
Well, if she ends up stateless, then I imagine if she appeals a decision in the UK, she will most likely win. International law is very clear. You cannot render someone stateless.
This is not just about one individual, though. You have spent some time in the camp. I think you were there just last week. What is the mood like, and how many women and children are there?
Exactly. I've been visiting the 3 camps in northern Syria where a lot of the foreigners are held. Over the last month, particularly with the last push over Baghuz, the last ISIS-held pocket, we've seen more than 1,100 women and children, foreigners, make it to that camp, including Ms. Begum and her child. Before that, there were already more than 2,000. The key issue here is that the local authorities in northern Syria, the Syrian Democratic Forces, or what's commonly known as the Kurds, have indicated that they have no desire, no intention, and no capacity to prosecute these adult foreigners, and that they would like their countries to take them back.
President Trump has waded in. I mean, he tweeted just a couple of days ago saying that Britain, France, Germany, Europeans should all take back their nationals. Otherwise, the alternative is we will be forced to release them. Do you think that will make a difference?
The agenda obviously should not be driven by tweets from the US president. The key issue here at this point is those who committed crimes need to be held to account. And if they are not going to be prosecuted locally in Syria, then the question becomes, where can they be prosecuted? And the easy answer, the obvious answer at this point is, particularly for cases like Ms. Begum, is if they committed a crime, they should be prosecuted by their home country because their home country has jurisdiction over them. The problem with a decision like the one that the Home Office has taken, by stripping away from them citizenship, we don't get closer to accountability. We're not getting closer to a trial. And two, it's almost like punishing someone without actually any benefit of due process.
But as far as the British government are concerned, and many British people agree with this, the citizenship stripping is a deterrent to stop people doing the same.
Here it's actually not being used as a deterrent. Here it's being used as a punishment. But more broadly, if every country did this for these foreigners, these 3,000 plus foreigners, well, I'm talking just women and children in northern Syria, then what is the future? I mean, how is the collective interest served, both in terms of justice and even in terms of security?